So my name is Shivy Williams. I am your health, wellness, and fitness accountability coach, and I help you reach your goals by holding you accountable for reaching them. One way I do that is with a 30-day challenge. So tomorrow we start the 30-day March challenge, and this video is going to show you how to do all of the exercises for the month of March, and the challenge is free, right? So you can access the challenge either from my Facebook page. There's a there's a shortened version of the workout on Instagram, and then also you can catch the full workout as well on YouTube. So we're gonna jump in here and get started. I'm just only showing you guys how to do these exercises, but let me talk about the challenge first. So for this challenge, for 2 weeks, we're gonna do the same exercises. We're just going up in number. So the number might be time, or the number might just be how many times we do an exercise. We are going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 exercises. You get to decide on how many rounds you want to do. 1 to 3 rounds, right? And so the goal is always, at least for me on this video, is 30 minutes. Now, if you want, you can add different equipment. If you want to add weights, you can. There's some bands you can use. You can use these leg bands. These work really well. Some of you have them already. You can use leg bands. I got these ankle bands I ordered online. I got all kinds of equipment. The weighted balls, ankle weights. Ankle weights definitely work. So grab me some ankle weights. I'll probably be using some of those. And also a chair. All right. So I'm going to grab the chair. I'm going to show you guys the modified versions and the full versions. Modified will come first, and then the full version second. Now, so for the month of February, I was tagging a few people. If you want to be tagged in the workout, let me know, and I'll add you to the list of people I tag. If you don't want to be tagged, and I am tagging you, let me know, and I'll stop tagging you. It's not a big deal. Okay, so every time we do exercise, we want to make sure our abs are tight. So first up, our donkey kicks. I'm going to show you maybe 3 different ways to do these. Using the chair, bend the knee, go up, down, up, down, up, and down. I'm going to switch legs, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, let's say you don't want to use the chair. What else can you do? You can do donkey kick this way. Hold on to the wall, hold on to something, and kick back and squeeze the butt. Bands will work good, ankle weights will work good. You're working the hamstring and the butt. Switch, back, front. And don't swing your knee past the opposite knee, just stop at the knee. Okay, so those are your donkey kicks. Burpees are next. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. You can also do, let me move this check away, your donkey kicks on the floor. Right? And it's up, down, up, down, up, and down. Almost forgot these. Up, down, up, down. And every time you bring that leg up or back, you're squeezing the butt, working right up under here, right? Helping to lift the butt cheeks up. All right, next up are burpees. Modified version of the burpee. There's a lot of different ways to do these. I'm going to show you guys with the chair, and then I'm going to the floor. So here we go. Come down. Now, if you cannot go into a plank, I want you just to stay here and then stand up. But you're going to pull those abs in, right? Down. You step back, maybe step back just a little. Come up, stand up. Right? No push-up, no jumps, none of those. Down. Maybe hold here. Go down for a push-up. Stand up. Right? So you can take different pieces out of the burpee. When you're back, when you're down, step up, stand up. Down, maybe step back a little bit, push up, step up. Maybe a calf raise. Down, maybe step back, push up, come up. Maybe a jump, right? Okay, so again, you can put in the push-up, take out the push-up. Put in the jump, take out the jump. do a calf raise instead of a jump, you can step back into a plank or just hold your abs tight. Now when I'm doing these for the challenge, what I like to do is I like to do the burpees 3 different ways, right? So here we go. Now, if you, here's a modified version. You'll come down, step back into a plank, go to the knees, right? Hold the plank, and you could come up, come out and stand up. You go down, step back to the knees. Maybe you do a push-up here, or maybe you do a push-up here, right here. And then stand up and squeeze, right? No jumps. You go back, maybe you do a push-up, you stand up, and maybe you do a calf raise instead of a jump. And now, and jump. All right, so there's different ways to also do the push-up. I like doing mine narrow, so I work the tricep more. You take your arms out wider here and do them also. All right, so full. And this is what I would be doing during the challenge. I'm gonna do down, step back, hold the plank, step up, stand up. I go down, and then I stand up. And number 3, down, and then I do a calf raise. You can do a jump. That's it. Those are gonna get our heart rate up. All right. Next is we're gonna lie on the floor. I might switch the order of these. I tried to make sure if we were standing, we did all the standing ones, and then we went to the floor. All right, now you could use, let me do this, now do the chair. Next is crisscross. So you can place your hands under your butt and crisscross the legs. Got it? Now, if you're on the floor and that's too much, you can just crisscross the ankles right here. Right? Keeping the feet close to the ground because that activates your abs also. Just like that. All right. With the chair, very similar, right? You're just gonna sit down and lean back in the chair, right? So, and cross, 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 cross. Or if you have the strength, you can pick both feet up and cross them over. If not, leave one on the floor and just cross it over. Cross, cross. All right, next up is double leg lifts, except with double leg lifts with the modified version. Let me sit back down. You're gonna do high knees. So you can sit, high knees, working those lower abs. You can stand, high knees. On the floor. I forgot which one these were, but that's okay. So I'm gonna give you a couple different options with the double leg lifts. You place your hands under your butt, lift the legs, you bring your head, you can bring your legs in and out like this, put them on the floor, put your head on the floor, or if you have the strength, what you could do is this, right, in and out. I haven't done these in a long time. Right? And you could do those. So there's a bunch of different things you can do. Next up, not one of my favorites, and I'm gonna have to find some place to go, wall sits. Now when you're doing the wall sit, just go as low as you can. So even if you have bad knees, I want you just to go down, use something, maybe here, right? I'm gonna step out, and if this is as far as you can go, then that's fine. Make sure your quads are activated, right? Of course, if you can go deeper, go much deeper. For those of you who are stronger, you can add weights to your legs. Okay, so that's wall sit. Again, you don't have to go deep, and you don't have to hold it as long as we're holding. Just hold it as long as you can. Everyone's favorite, let me get the chair. Everyone's favorite, plank. So see, no weights are needed. So here we go. If you cannot do a plank, maybe your arms are too weak, abs too weak, take your arms, shoulder, elbow, wrist aligned, bend the knees slightly, pull the abs in and just bend over and hold your abs in until we finish counting. Now, you can also step back and bring those hips down. You can also come to your elbows. All right, next up, onto the floor. So here we go, modified version. Come down on the knees, right here, or feet are down or feet are up, it's up to you. Again, you can come down to your elbows in the plank here, or you can do the full plank on your feet and hands. Squeezing the butt, or you can come down and do it here. I prefer on my hands because then I don't have to work out my back, but went deep. So what I just showed you are the exercises we're gonna do for the first 2 weeks, I think, of the challenge. Next exercise, group push-ups. Right, so this would be week, I think it's week, well, it's not really week 1, 2. It's just when you look at the schedule, it's like first 5 days, second 5 days. So next up is going to be push-ups. So many ways to do them. But if you're using the chair, you're going to be here, and you're just going to go down and up, bend the knees. Now, push-ups, modified version can be done against the wall or your countertop. Maybe you gradually work down, right, from the wall to the counter to a chair to the floor. So push-ups, pull those abs in. Now onto the floor. You could do push-ups on your hands and knees. Right here. Down and up. I used to like push-ups. I haven't done them in a long time. Now, hand position, shoulder, elbow, wrist are aligned. Hips are down. Hips should not be up. Now, another version of push-ups you can do on the floor for modified is having your hips and knees aligned. I like to turn my fingertips in a little bit and go down and up, just like this, modified version. Similar to the chair. And again, arms can be narrow, right here, and you do push-ups, or they can come out. And your hands, depending on where you put them, work different parts of the body, right? So here we go. Or you can do full ones. All right. Next up. Ooh, the next one is hard. I don't know why I have them back to back like this, but I wasn't thinking. Okay, so next up is what's called up-down plank, right? So you're using chair, you're modified, you stay here, you're gonna go down, down, up, up. You can switch sides to go down, down, up, up. That's your modified version, using the chair. All right, onto the floor, onto the knees, all right? First you gotta be in the plank, and then it's down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Onto the feet, down, down, up, up, not easy by any means. So you do the one that works best for you. If it's the chair, then that's fine. One of Dion's favorites, oh, I did her favorite already, burpees. Mountain climbers. Okay, here we go. With the chair, 2 different versions. Now, again, if you can't go back and plank, then all you're gonna do is just pick your feet up, just like this. Abs are gonna stay tight. Maybe use the top of the chair. Just like that. Of course, you can step back, hips down, mountain climber. All right, so this is your modified version. Of course, onto the floor. There's only one version. So you come down, plank, up and down. Now with this, you can twist, twist, twist. You can do different ones. Jump, jump. So it's not really up to you. Mountain climber. Next exercise. I'm gonna grab this chair and I'm gonna show you what I want y'all to do. Next exercise is called a V sit, and you're gonna pulse your hands. But modified version of this, what I want you to do, a couple different ways. You can either lean back, don't rest your chest, don't rest your back on the chair, right? Lean back and pulse, 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 pulse. Right, just lean back as far as you can. Now for some of you, if your abs are not that strong, maybe you do need to lean back. Pulse, 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 pulse. But resting your back is not going to activate your abs, right? So if you lean back just a tad bit, it's gonna activate those abs and pulse, pulse with the hands. Right, on the floor, modified. Couple different versions. Okay, first up. Feet are on the floor. You lean back like with the chair and pulse, 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 pulse. Or you pick your feet up, pulse, pulse, right knees are bent. And the last way, back position. Last way is the V sit. You're gonna take your legs up like this and pulse, 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 pulse with your arm. Just like that. All right, next up, crunches. So if you're gonna use the chair to crunch, I'm just gonna sit here. You can do this sitting on the floor, sitting in a chair, take your hands behind your head. You do not want your chin to touch your chest. But what you do want is you do want to crunch forward, breathe out, make the abs work, but don't let that chin touch the chest. Right, up, breathe out, up, breathe out, up, breathe out. Next up, crunches on the floor. The object of crunches is to try to get your shoulder blades off the floor. And you still don't want to pull the head, right? So the lower back, I have an arch in my back, so the lower back should be on the floor. Some of you may have to tilt the hips up to put the lower back on the floor. And then we're just gonna crunch. Now the best way to do this is if you look up towards the ceiling, breathe out, and your chin won't touch your chest, but you're gonna still try to get those shoulder blades up. Now if you can't get your shoulder blades up, maybe you're just here, right? Just a little, that's fine. Just make sure whatever you're doing, when you crunch, you breathe out, right? Activating those abs even more. Okay, next up, bicycles. And since I'm already down here, I'll do the chair next. For bicycles though, you can do high knees, sitting or standing. Or on the floor, and take my hands under my butt, and bicycle. Just like that, bicycle. Right, ride the bike, ride the bike, ride the bike. You can always reverse pedal. All right, now if that's hard, but you want to do something on the floor, then what you could do is high knees, like knees up and down like this, Don't let your feet touch. All right. And of course, as I mentioned, with this one, you can also do high knees. Next up are fire hydrants. So I'm gonna do these down here on the floor since I'm down here, and then I'll stand up and I'll show you the modified versions. Basically, you do the same thing, almost like we did with donkey kicks. But here we go. And in and out, up, down, up, down, up, down for your fire hydrant. Up, down. Now some of you might want to do something a little bit harder. To do something harder, take that leg out straight and then do up, down, up, down, up, and down. Okay? Now I'm going to stand up. Modified version. You do the standing one first. Again, hold on to something. Bend the knee. Up, down, up, down, up, then down. And then the other side. Now when I do these standing, I feel a little different than when I do it on the floor. Up, down, up, down, up, and down. With the chair, right? Pull your chair up, bend over just like if you were on the floor. Bend one knee, up, down, up, down, up, down. You switch sides, up, down, up, down. Woo, up, down, woo. Oh, that makes me better. Felt that. All right. Now, that is on our schedule, the next two sets, next two rows. All right, so that's it for that one. And last but not least, the last 2 weeks or last two rows on the schedule, got a little bit more cardio. So here we go. Jumping jacks is first. Let's start with modified. And I'll show you modified in the chair too. So modified standing, out, in. All right. Now, you can also do full ones. You could do a combination of them. Sitting down. Right? There's always a modified version of every exercise. Sometimes you just gotta think about what it is. Sit in the chair, step out, 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 okay? Move that over there. Now, everybody gets to do high knees. High knees standing, high knees sitting, right? Just get those knees up, working those lower abs. China's favorite exercise, one of them probably, high knees. Next up are curtsy lunges. All right, so there's never a way for me to get around not doing legs and lunges or squats. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand here, you're gonna take one leg, turn it to the back. See how my body turns, right? And then you're just gonna go as deep as you can for a curtsy lunge, right? Just like that. And then I come on the side, I turn, try to keep the chest forward, down, up, down, up, as I hear my knees cracking. All right, now we're back on the floor. One of my favorite ab exercises, and some of you may have done this, one leg out. Now, if you're gonna do this modified in the chair, you're just gonna go over side to side. So you're gonna do one side, I'll show you what that looks like. But since I'm here, we're gonna go over one side. Over, 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 right? Over. Now, you can also go further over, place your hand down onto the mat, and go further over, right? Working more abs. Other side, over, right? This way, you don't want to fall. So you can always put your hand down and go further over. And 3. Working those obliques. Sit in the chair. You're going to stick to one side. Now some of y'all are like, man, that's a lot of exercises. So you're gonna sit in the chair, hands up, over, up, over, up, over, up, and then you, of course, you gotta do the other side. And you just go over as far as you can. Okay? Now, you can also just do here and go over, up, with your arms straight down and not behind your head. Right, you might find more balance this way than the other. All right, bridges. So, if you find bridges, like you can't get on the floor, you can sit down here, and all I want you to do is squeeze the butt, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze the butt, release. You can do the same exercise also standing, right? Which would look like squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. All right, I'm gonna go on the floor. Now, maybe for some of you, you want to do this in the bed or on the couch and not on the floor, that's fine. There's different ways to do bridges. So we're gonna start just with the basic bridge on the floor, and it's just up, down, up, down. You go up, you squeeze, breathe out to activate the abs, up and down. Now, if you are a little bit more advanced, what you could do is place your feet up on something, if it's the chair, maybe like a treadmill, and then dig those heels into it and up, down, up. You will really feel this one. Working those hamstrings and working the butt. All right, 2 more exercises and we're done. I'm done showing y'all how to do all these. All right, so for the ladies, even for some men, I like to work those inner thighs right up in here. So we're gonna, on the floor, what you're gonna do is you're gonna lay down. I'll show you how to do this standing. You're gonna lay down, and we're gonna put our foot in 2 different positions. The first way is up and down this way, up, down, working that inner thigh. So if you did this right now, you can feel the inner thigh working. You can also place the foot in front, and then up and down. All right, this only lets your leg go so far. Of course, I have to do the other side now. Up and down, up, down, up. Of course, this way lets you go further up, and then you can cross over, up and down. But this makes you do tiny ones, right? So, up and down, standing. You're gonna hold on to something. You're gonna take that leg, you're gonna swing it in. Now, if you have something like this, which would be great, you can hook it up to like I have mine hooked up here, then I can use that and I can swing it in, right, and use the resistance. In. Last exercise, toe touches. So if you're sitting down, I got something for you. Just don't get dizzy. All right, you're gonna sit down, and basically you're just gonna touch the toes, sit up. Breathe out, touch the toes, sit up. Now, if you can't touch the toes, just bend over, maybe keep your hands right here on your legs. Bend over, come up. As you bend over, breathe out. Activate the abs. Onto the mat. And this is the last exercise, y'all. Now, legs are gonna go straight in the air, right? So let's just say, oh, I can't get my legs up like this, then bend your knees. That's fine too. Either way, legs up, and you're gonna try and touch your toes. And as you try to touch your toes, you breathe out. Now let's say you can't touch your toes. You can touch your ankles. Maybe touch your shins. See, I can't do that either. Touch the knees, touch the thighs, right? Same here. Maybe you keep your feet hovered, and then you just touch, and touch, and touch. All right, y'all. Well, guess what? I done did a whole entire hour workout. That is it. Those are all of the exercises we're going to be doing for the month of March. Again, you don't need to use any weights, but if you see an exercise where you want to use weights, grab them. For example, donkey kicks, burpees. Y'all can use a weighted vest. You can also put your ankle weights on for those exercises. If you have wrist weights, you can always wear them. So those are all of the exercises we're going to be doing for the month of March. Now, with that being said, always remember this. The best results come not just from the workout, but from what you do and do not eat. So some of you may be like, man, it is so hard to change my eating habits, and it can be difficult to change your eating habits, but gradually change them, right? Because your body is going to go through a cycle of wanting things. For example, yesterday, I did not want to eat a salad at all. Like, I didn't want nothing healthy to eat, and I forced myself to eat the salad last night. But I needed to eat some vegetables. So like today I'm going to make some broccoli instead because I don't want to eat salad. So I'm going to make some other vegetables, but make sure you guys get your vegetables in, and start to cut back, not eliminate, but cut back on your fried foods, your processed foods, your sugars, refined sugars, creams, whatever you guys are usually doing, start to gradually cut back. The other thing I like to tell people is maybe what you do is you also have a day on the weekend where you can eat whatever you want. Let's say it's Sunday or Saturday, and so you have something to strive forward to. So I eat healthy all this time, I eat pretty good all this time, and then that one day is, you're like, okay, on this day I can eat whatever, pizza, burger, fries, mac and cheese, whatever you want on that day. Just don't never get back on the scale, right? And so you can gradually start doing that as well. All right, y'all, so let me know if you want me to tag you starting tomorrow. Those of you that I have been tagging, I'll continue to tag you unless you ask me not to tag you anymore. All right, I will see y'all for day 1 of the March 30-day challenge. Y'all know what we're doing. All right, don't forget to share this video. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Keep pushing on.